Please leave a message after the tone.
You got several questions due. Your life is going down the tubes. What do you do when you need advice?
This is where it gets good. Good night.
What am I fighting for?
So turn down the lights, pick up the phone and leave a message for the new
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan After Dark. This one looks like it's going to be dominated by one caller. I almost did the thing where I was going to only play their last message, but luckily, this good person left us 4 in a row, so I couldn't do that. So let's see.
4 in a row?
Yeah, 1201 to 1206.
God, is it just like a super long message?
I don't think so, because I sampled it because I was like, wait, have we done any of these 4? And then the answer was no. And the first one seemed kind of short, but let's listen to it all together here.
Hey, Nude Clanners, it's your boy from Iowa. I hear you need some calls, so I'm going to give you some calls. Also, long-time listener, first-time caller. The first question I had for this phone call is talking about your biggest fears. And I only say this because I have a crippling fear of snakes. Can't stand them, don't like them. Any other reptile I'm fine with, whether lizards, frogs, whatever it is, I'm good with. But snakes, man, just can't stand the way they move. Gardener snakes, cobras, pythons, none of them. Don't like them. I wish we didn't have a need for them, and terrified to death. So I just have a question. Are you guys scared of snakes? And if that's not your fear, what is the biggest fear? And please, spare no detail. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay, so it's natural to be afraid of snakes. That's one of those things that we're genetically, we're evolutionarily afraid of snakes, I think is what we've figured out. And that's why if you put so
if you don't have an inherent fear of snakes, that means you just didn't evolve, right?
I don't think. I think everyone has an inherent fear of snakes. I think you can overcome those fears, but I think everyone at their base level is afraid of snakes. And yeah, I don't like snakes.
I think there's a difference between being wary and being afraid.
No, I think everyone has the general fear, but I do think you can overcome that. It's just like how babies are born. If you have a newborn baby and you tap its cheek, it'll start trying to root to your fingers, and that's not something that the baby learns or anything like that. That's just something that the baby knows how to do right when it comes out. I think the fear of snakes is similar to that, but people who have who go up to snakes and are fine with it, I think they've overcome that, and that's how you really learn in the world. Right. Really, is overcoming your.
I was actually watching a video on YouTube the other day. It was going about how chimpanzees have an insane short-term memory. They just need a few seconds to internalize something that they see, and to the effect where they can learn and be able to tap out in sequence, numbers 1 through 9, just based off of briefly looking at where they were positioned on a screen for maybe half a second, and they can just do. Humans can't do that, and part of it was, I guess, when humans started to evolve and change, they lost some of those inherent abilities, some of those inherent instincts and that was replaced by our ability to have speech, where now we rely more on communication and learning from others and building off of what others have done. Yeah. Whereas animals who don't have speech don't need to do that. They inherently know how to do things and are just better at processing things super quick.
Yeah.
And so I guess part of being innately or have something inborn in you to immediately be afraid of snakes or just know what to do, that's not as strong, and we need to learn certain things like fear from others around us, because I've seen kids just walk right up to a snake, not afraid of it. They don't even have a reason to think they should be afraid of it.
Yeah, I think what it is you're afraid of it when you don't notice it at first. Walking up to it is a different situation than you turn around and there's a snake. The idea is that you turn around and there's a snake, you jump before you have the thought of, oh, there's a snake, because it's an instant reaction. based on a survival instinct.
Are you afraid of snakes?
I don't really like snakes that much. I don't like bugs either. I don't like bugs on me. I don't like that shit. Like I've tried to get past it, but I don't enjoy when things are fucking crawling on me or I don't hate snakes.
If I go pick up a bug, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if I were to wake up and find a bug on me, that's not fine.
Yeah. Or
That's
like
the
if you're
difference.
walking through the woods and then you feel something on you and you look down and there's this fucking massively pregnant crab-like spider on your hand. You shrilly shriek and you scream through the trees back to your camp. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's staring at you with its massively pregnant body, and you're like, oh, God.
How do you know it's pregnant?
Oh, dude, it was huge.
Was it one of the spiders that carried its young inside of its abdomen?
Yes.
You could see little babies on it?
Yeah. Dude. I did not like that spider. God.
Yeah, well, it's good to be wary of things that can cause you harm, and bugs are one of those.
Yeah, but
I guess intelligent, like being not. It's just being aware and have studied and know what the bugs are and how they affect you. I think that goes a long way to overcoming that.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
does, and that's why the little kids can walk up to it. One, it doesn't surprise them, and two, that's kind of where you learn is when you're in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to be. I don't know. That's why running the risk of being like upset or something like that in a conversation is important because that's when you can really learn is when something goes against what you know.
Yeah.
And so the kid doing that is like curious, and so he learns like, oh, snakes aren't really that scary.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of kids and stuff, they will learn behaviors and how to be, what to be afraid of and what to be wary of from their parents and where they grew up too.
Yeah, and it's more the approach to the fear because it's not bad to be afraid,
right?
It's what you do with it. It's just like the prejudging. It's like being prejudiced. Like it's inherent within us to prejudge something before we completely understand it. It's what you do with that info that makes you, right?
Yeah.
Not that that's what they asked, but
and I also wonder the amount of fear it comes to snakes might if the actual amount of harmful and poisonous snakes, if you have more of that in your area, then you're more wary and scared of snakes when you're outside because there's more of a chance for you to come across a poisonous snake.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know how the evidence looks to that.
Maybe because. Back, in the east, they have a ton of poisonous snakes, and over here in the west, which I just know the rattlesnake and what else.
I don't know. I only know the rattlesnake, yeah. And it's a big deal out here, but not like in, back east where it's not desert.
Yeah. What about you, Craig?
Yeah, are you afraid of snakes? And what is your biggest fear?
I don't care for snakes, but I wouldn't say I'm afraid of them.
There are 31 snake species in Utah, and 7 of them are venomous. And all of those are rattlesnakes.
They're all rattlesnakes?
Yeah, that makes sense. The other ones are just pussies.
They're all bitch snakes. Probably heights is my fear.
What about snakes, though?
He said he doesn't care for them, but he's not.
I don't care for them, but I wouldn't say I'm afraid.
I spent a lot of time outside.
I kind of I learned the color patterns to figure out which ones are poisonous. So
right, and so we here in Utah again, just rattlesnakes. So the color patterns that you might learn for like water moccasins or the adlers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we don't need to worry about that as much.
And the nice thing about the rattlers is
they'll usually give you a warning. It depends on how old or young they are. The younger they are, the more dangerous they are. Actually,
yeah.
Plus, I never really see snakes.
Growing up, I spent
I've seen a lot of like gardener snakes.
Yeah,
like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, growing up,
those are like harmless as fuck.
I would spend a ton of time outside, and catching snakes would be a thing I want to go do. Like me and my brother, we'd go out to a field behind our house, and then we'd find burrows and stuff, and then wait around to see if we could catch snakes and try to bait them out, but with other stuff like small insects and crickets and stuff. And I would catch a ton of little gardener snakes. They would bite occasionally, but it's nothing usually to be worried about. And then, one day coming home from school, there was this big old snake. It was a gopher snake, I found out later. He kind of had like a diamondback pattern on his back, but he didn't have any rattle on him. So before phones, I had a friend look it up on his computer and say, "Oh, looks like it could be a gopher snake." So I ran out, grabbed it behind the head, and held it around for a while and played around with it. Like, once I figured out all it could do is bite me, and that's it. Like, I don't care. I'm going to go catch it.
Yeah.
I caught tarantulas, too, up in the mountains in Springville. I would go, there was this fun little cave to go into up in the mountains, too, to find bugs in there and stuff occasionally. Like, when it comes to smaller animals and snakes and bugs like that, I'm usually not too afraid. Spiders, you're a little more wary of, because we do have a few of those deadly ones out here, too.
Yeah.
Or just ones that can fuck you up real bad. The one thing, though, that I was very wary of going in the mountains, especially early in the morning, are just the cougars or mountain lions you'd come across.
Yeah. Well, shit, there was one like 8 or 9 blocks from here just strolling across the fucking street.
That's a little scary. They usually
the picture
don't
somebody
want to
took of it, they were like going
mess
with
with
the
you.
walking sign. It was like really weird. Like the most sentient cougar of all time.
There's been a lot that have been coming down from the mountains in Springville, I guess. Like those houses up on the hill. I've talked to some of the people up there, and I guess they see like cougars every now and then in their backyards.
Going up there hiking in the morning and stuff like that, all the time. You see them.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like things like that. I would never catch snakes.
I love it.
I don't
know what it is. I just like catching snakes. I like reptiles. I liked catching large spiders, mind you. Large spiders.
Yeah.
What else?
Praying mantises.
Praying mantises I used to catch. I love those fucking things.
I just had...
dude, I've fed a couple grasshoppers to him before. It's fucking sweet watching him like destroy them.
Thunderdome with fucking praying mantis is amazing. You just throw like some ants and some fucking some locusts in there or whatever. Not locusts. Those, I don't know. I think a locust would probably fuck up a praying mantis over. But yeah, grasshoppers. Just watching them like just wreck these beasts.
Another fun thing for me to do was someone I knew had a big old, like, one of those sage bushes, whatever, that smell like pine needles and stuff, but just a big old bush.
Right.
And orb weaver spiders love to live in there. And so one of my favorite things to do in the summertime was find the June bugs or box elder bugs and then throw them on the orb weaver's web and watch it run out, bite it real fast and run back in and wait for the bug to slow down, then come out and grab it. That was like a fun pastime too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What am I most afraid of?
Heights is definitely top for me, but it's also, I'm afraid of it, so when I do stuff that challenges it, it's also exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah, I don't like heights per se, but I kind of have gotten past that in a lot of ways.
I don't care for rickety bridges over high places.
Over troubled waters.
Usually when it's a height where you can see, oh, I'm going to break my leg there, break my neck there, that's when that gets to me. Like climbing up a ladder onto a roof or something, cleaning out a gutter.
If it's like a retardedly high height, though, it's just like...
it doesn't become real anymore.
Yeah, it's like, this is so... Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, this is so ridiculous that I can't even be afraid. I can see the fucking patterns on the ground below me. Like,
first few times I went rappelling, it was like there is that mental block I had to get over every time to fucking get over the edge. I had to get over that hump, get over the edge. And then once you start doing it, it's exhilarating and it's so much fun. You got to keep doing it. And so the less I challenge that fear of heights, the more it gets to me when I'm presented with it. Yeah. So I have, of my phobias of what I'm afraid of, is probably heights is definitely at the top.
I would say I'm most afraid of being buried alive.
But then rides where that challenge, or like rides or rappelling, things that challenge that fear have that effect of being that much more adrenaline inducing.
Yeah. Like when's the last time you went to Lagoon here?
Last month.
Did you do the rocket?
Yeah, I did the rocket. I didn't stay at Lagoon for too long just because I've been there a million times. But
the rocket's pretty intense.
The rocket's one of my favorites.
Did you do the sky coaster though?
No.
Dude, that one's crazy. Free falling for about 100 feet.
Yeah,
Alex is addicted to that. I'm like the puss, man. I'm like the bitch of the relationship when it comes to the heights. Like,
and then I'm not necessarily claustrophobic, but if I don't have full freedom of moving my arms, then I start to fucking panic.
Yeah. Like every once in a while, I'll get really wrapped up in my blankets, and like my dreams, my ability to change my dream based on my real life situation is like instant. And so occasionally I'll be stuck, and I will start freaking the fuck out. Like, I'll just be like, I'm in my dream. I'm fucking doing something cool. killing some zombies, and then suddenly I'm fucking like just being trapped by something, and then you start freaking out.
So one freak out I had as a kid, kind of the same thing. You know that fun house or whatever that was in Orem, Provo, where it had all those bouncy inflatable things in it?
Yeah.
So I went there for a birthday party or something like that, and went into this one bouncy thing that had basically like an inflatable pedestal in the middle.
Yeah.
And but around the side of that pedestal in the middle, there's like a little thing you could slip down into. Like kids will hop into it and stuff. They'll get pulled out and stuff. But remember, this is all inflatable, so when you get down there, it's like it's pushing up against you because it's being filled up full of air. It's kind of weird to describe it. Think of like it's like an inflatable thing coming out of the center of this round bouncy house type thing, and has like a little cap on it too, so you can like jump and hit it, and you're supposed to be able to jump on it and swing around on it and stuff, whatnot. But then it wasn't like flat, and then the pedestal it went down.
Yeah.
In a circle around it, and then the pedestal came out of the hole that was basically
this pillar.
So I was playing, I fell and slipped into it, and I got stuck like upside down, kind of twisted, and I just freaked the fuck out because I couldn't move. It was pressing all against me everywhere, and people were still bouncing. So you're fucking feeling all that going on. Yeah. So I freaked the fuck out till I guess some random stranger dude ran over and just grabbed my leg and yanked me out of there.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff either. That's the buried alive thing.
I guess, being buried alive. Yeah.
That would be a horrifying.
I'm not really afraid of that. It's like, if it's an implausible situation, like, I can't fear it.
Well, we should make it a little plausible then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to try and bury me alive.
No, we'll just
instill the fear.
We'll just your fears.
We'll just show you that there's a...
Fuck you.
We'll show you that there is a casket large enough to fit your body into. That's what we'll tell you.
The fuck there.
So should we should we find
I know better.
Should we do like a casket where you can't get out? So if we're gonna do it, it's better. We should all have to go through it instead of just one person.
You got to do like a glass box.
And so I'm just thinking of a plywood, basically plywood casket, and then just see how long we can stay in there. And part of it is you can't open it from the inside, so no fucking around with the person inside because that shit's scary.
Yeah, but, or locking someone in a chest and like see who can like withstand.
Oh, I don't like this, and I came up with the idea.
Yeah. No, I know. Like whenever I see that in a movie, I'm like, dude, I don't like that. Like, you're just in there and you can't get out. Like, no. Nope.
I think my only way I could win that is if I could somehow calm down enough to just fucking go to sleep for a while.
You'd have to trust us completely.
I know, and that's the part that's the scariest.
Yeah, and it's not funny
There's
when
no
someone...
trust. Fuck you guys.
And it's not funny when someone fucks around like that. And that's why I don't like it when, like... That's why whenever Joe would do the thing where he'd block the door, like, it would bother me, because I'm like, dude... that's just something that you don't fucking do. You don't fucking say, "Oh, go on in and I'll let you out," when you start freaking out, and then you don't let him out. It's like, that's not funny. That's fucked
not
up.
Funny. Brings up a story back in high school when I was working at Little Caesars. We had a big old fridge.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have to go. I worked right next to it because I was the dough man, so I'd make dough, put it in the freezer or the fridge or whatnot. So I was in there once, and it was funny every now and then when someone would go in, you just like lean up against the door and turn off the light because the light switch was on the outside. And then, I can't open it. Oh, you just wait for them to get bored of it and you come out. Well, that was funny. Yeah, what not? Got a new one that had a lock on it for some fucking reason. Like, what are we going to keep inside of a walk-in fridge that needs to be locked inside? Yeah. Because it's not like a key. You lock it with the key and it's gone. It's just like a twist bolt lock, like a bolt lock.
Yeah, why would you lock that?
Yeah, it's like...
Can't let that dough get out.
What are they planning on putting in there that needs to be locked inside?
Living cows. They'll butcher them on spot.
Anyways, I walk in.
They're like, eventually the door is going to fail and it's just going to open on its own. So we need some sort of fucking lock.
Anyways, I walk in and I put the thing away, the light turns off, and then they block the... I thought they were just leaning up against it, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to wait for them to, fucking get tired of it or whatever. It's dark, so I kind of walk over to where I was keeping my water, because it's a big old fridge, keep water nice and cool in there. So I drank some. I waited for it was like 2.5 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a little more force so let them know, hey, it's about time to let me out. And so I do a little bit. And it just like doesn't budge. So I thought like, I'm like, wow, they're really adamant about keeping me in here. So I'm like, okay, it's time to get out of this fucking freezer. And I go, and I just put my shoulder against it and just boom. And this fucking lock plastic thing just fucking shatters and it breaks everywhere. And then the guys just kind of wide eye look at me. They're like, because I fucking just broke the shit out of that.
Yeah, that's a crazy one.
And then my boss was like, "Oh man, why they gotta be so big and break the door?" Because he was like, because it was a brand new walk-in, and so the chain owner was going to come in and see it was broken, and then they paid $4,000 for this brand new fridge or something like that. And so he was sitting there trying to crazy glue the thing back on, so the chain owner didn't find out,
God,
and it was snapped.
There shouldn't be a lock.
There shouldn't have even been a fucking lock on it.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. All right, let's see what else this guy has to offer. Yeah. Good one, though. Good one on Fears.
Good afternoon, the Nude Planners. This is your boy from Iowa. Just wanted to call. Had a question as I've been thinking back to After Dark's past. We hear so much about Schweiss and his personal life. Honestly, too much about Schweiss and his personal life. We hear a good amount about Cameron and his personal life, but we never hear about Craig, just little snippets here and there. So my question is for Craig. And I want you to go in detail and be 100% candid. Tell us about your car accident. What was happening? What do you remember? How long were you in the hospital? Long-term ramifications?
I think this was the OG accident.
You guys
The
only
OG?
ever talk about it for like 10
The one where you made
seconds,
it.
and then you move on. Just curious. Just want to know. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, this is
okay.
through the windshield.
It's not really an interesting story in any way. Basically, what it was is I was in a friend's car. We were all hanging out. We had to take like
It was
two
one of the
separate
last.
cars.
It was one of the last days of school.
Yeah, it was like I think
And we were
wasn't it
just-
the last day of school or something?
It was last day of school before we graduated high school. The
Yeah.
next it was like the next couple of days was going to be when we walked for graduation, and so we just decided, hey, let's go get some fucking candy and go see a movie instead of be at school.
We were all hanging out over at Ryan's house, I think is what it was.
So
And
we
he had like a
stopped-
huge TV, so we were going to go get some snacks, some drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was in his car.
We stopped at the Reams to pick up the candy, and that was on our way back.
Yeah, we were on our way back. It was raining really heavily, and then
Oh, it was just raining?
it was raining pretty bad.
It
yeah.
was raining like just before. It wasn't raining during it, but there was large puddles on the ground still.
Oh, I thought it was always snowy. I don't know why.
Oh no, it's the
No,
end of
it was-
no,
yeah, it was-
it's like
yeah, that's why I was
May.
like, what are you talking about?
That's
Why
like-
did you? Who slides on the water?
Well,
Like,
there was
It was a huge puddle of water.
There was a huge
Oh,
puddle
okay.
like at the turn to go to his place, and so we hit that puddle of water. He started hydroplaning super hard, and we slammed into this telephone pole.
It wasn't the telephone pole. It was one of those large electricity poles.
Oh
with a
yeah,
huge
that's right. It
transformer
was one of the
thing.
huge
Yeah.
metal poles. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just slammed into that.
yeah, and Craig, in his infinite wisdom, never wears a fucking seatbelt.
Yeah, and so I hit the windshield, and up to my just like a little bit into my chin, like an inch up to my chin. My face went through the windshield, so there was like a huge hole in the shape of my face.
There was just a fucking face-shaped hole in the
yeah.
windshield, and like one of the EMTs who showed up just like pointed at the fucking hole. Like, yeah, that's where his face was.
Yeah, that's the only damage that was to the window too.
So-
Like, it was cracked, but that was it. There was just like a hole the size of my face exactly.
I was in the car behind him, so I got to watch the whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
So-
and then our car was like wrapped around it, and my face was like just cut up. There's like a shit ton of glass just like all over in my face. So Ryan gets out, and I had to the other door wasn't working, so I had to slide out the same way.
So we watched the car in front just fucking slam to this pole, and it's just like no fucking words. Just feels like the fuck. And so TJ was driving. He pulls off to the side, and I'm fucking out of the car before it stops moving, and I'm running over to Ryan's side of the door because he was driving. I yanked that shit open, and Ryan's sitting there, and he's just like, I can tell he's shooken up, and he's fine for the most part.
The airbag went off for him, so he was good.
And so he gets out, and then I look over, and I look at Caleb, and his face is just fucking blood. Just raining blood from the hundreds of cuts just all over his fucking face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, Caleb. And Caleb comes out. He's obviously in shock and just kind of like shaking. And he's just dripping, and TJ takes off his shirt so Caleb can just like fucking hold.
Yeah, because I like get out of the car, and I'm like, guys, I think I need a towel. Because like I could feel the blood like dripping off of me, and then like so when we hit the thing, like the only thing I really remember is just like I didn't feel my face going through the windshield. It just was like there. And then I distinctly remember pulling my chin out and off of the glass.
That makes me sick.
And I still have that scar like right here. And
we can see it.
Grow hair there, which sucks balls. But
like you were gonna grow.
Yeah,
there was a possibility.
It's like luckily most of your face is also like that.
That's why my beard is so patchy. I choose to believe is because of the windshield.
Maybe that's why you don't have any on your face because it got so cut up.
And then.
So I get out of there. We go to the hospital.
Yeah,
they fucking cut up my shirt, which made me mad because I like that shirt.
It was fucking ruined with all the blood on it.
You could wash the blood off. It was a black shirt.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of gross, but
it's a black shirt. The blood will get the blood can come out. All right.
I don't know.
They had to cut it off. Like that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So
they're just addicted to cutting
TJ
people's
and I
clothes.
Followed the ambulance to the hospital, and then we were there as they picked out some pieces, and then
there's like there's a shitload of glass in my hair that like kind of like combed out, and then they pulled out some of the bigger pieces of glass out of my head.
Yeah,
stitched up my chin.
Yeah. You know what I got? Caleb called me and he's like, "Hey, I was in a car accident," and I was like, "Oh shit, are you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "You gonna come see me?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like, no." Why would I come see you?
I mean,
and then I come over the next time and I'm like, oh my God, what happened to your face? And he's like, I told you I was in an accident. I was like, yeah, but you didn't tell me you got fucking ruined. You didn't tell me you like went through fucking barbed wire, like this wire fence, and it like slashed you to pieces. Jesus.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
You got to tell me that. You got to be like, no, I got really fucked up, man. You should come see me.
Now, the best part of the story is what happened afterward with the insurance.
Oh, God.
So
fucking.
Why don't you relate that?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So
your
insurance
settlement.
payout, yeah, from Ryan's Insurance.
So
the boatload of money they fucking dumped on me.
But Craig's payday.
Well, that's not like
a lot of money back in the day.
Just the fucking.
Well, no, that's definitely fucking part of the story, Craig, because you immediately turned around, bought a brand new PlayStation 3 and a huge fucking TV.
Yeah, but they gave me that stuff like months afterward. It wasn't like immediate.
And you weren't even fucking wearing a seatbelt, but his insurance still paid. They paid
still responsible.
They paid his insurance paid out $16,000.
Yeah.
8 of it, of course, covered
the
medical stuff. Mm-hmm. And this fucker just had a mountain of cash. 8,000. Like, remember, we just got out of high school. He just had $8,000 in the bank, which he promptly just blew on like PlayStation, giant ass TV.
Right. The most fucked up thing he paid for was much later, though.
And then he would like
also part of that.
And then with the money did come.
Didn't you have to pay for your parents' divorce at the end with like the last vestige of your?
I did.
You're like,
I did pay for the divorce papers.
The jokes back then, not about those, but the jokes about like 10 out of 10 would.
Thank you for reminding me that I paid for my parents'
divorce. Isn't that fucked up? That is so fucked up.
Oh God!
I had forgotten about that.
He both literally and like metaphorically paid for their divorce, right?
It's disgusting.
The spirit and the body and the wallet.
But for a little bit there, that was the era of the generous Craig, where he'd pay out for us to go out to eat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Craig, would you ever do that again for that?
Craig got cheap. near the end, though.
Well, yeah, because
when I was
money
running
was
low on the money,
Yeah,
and my parents were constantly asking me for
See,
cash.
that's the fucked up part is your parent. But I understand that. That resonates with me deeply.
That's where like half of it went.
And then Craig would get all like, meh, to me. And I was like, Craig, don't you remember all the times that I bought, like, I got to work for my money. I can't just simply go through a windshield.
All the times that I tossed you $1 to get a fucking fountain drink. You remember all those times?
You remember the taquito days, Craig?
You should spend $60 on me this time because I tossed you a few dollars before.
I bought you at least 60 taquitos in the past, Craig.
Yeah,
you should buy me this game that I won't play with you.
Honestly, though, Craig, it's really all about the gas money and ferrying you around because you never had a car.
True. But that's
never what was asked
that
for.
All went out the window when Craig got low on his fucking windshield.
Why
fund.
did you fucking buy a car, Craig?
I was going to. That was part of the plan. Was I was going to buy a car, and then it like my dad never helped me out with it, like because we were looking for a car, and then it just like,
$8,000 would have gotten you a reliable car.
I know, and then it just like didn't work out, and then of course money kept being asked for. So.
Yeah.
No, dude, I understand that.
I was so jealous of you for that long. It's the longest time. I was like, man, $8,000? Like, shit, I had like $4,000 in the bank at the time, but I was like 8 just straight up. No saving, no penny pinching, just fucking window, face.
I mean, possible risk of life there.
That's true.
But, and then I talked to Ryan later. The reason, he hit that. And he hydroplaned. I think he did the whole panic, hit the gas instead of the brake thing. Mm-hmm. And he was flying through this fence, and he had a choice: hit the pole or go through the house that was in that same yard. And so he aimed for that pole instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was the greatest. That was the greatest thing he could have done for you, Craig.
Well,
you were a
he
god.
felt super bad about it, dude. He avoided me for like forever.
No,
you were a
just
god
Ryan,
among men.
That was just Ryan, though.
Well, I mean, we were okay friends, but he definitely avoided me. Like after that, like I've seen him maybe 3 times since then.
You know what? I have seen him randomly once, like last year. I was going to. It was after work. I was going to go pick up some snacks to go to a D&D game with some friends. And randomly, he's just fucking stocking shelves at this random grocery store. I'm like, oh, hey. It's like, I'm 27. He's, 27. Oh, hey, man, how you doing? Oh, hey, yeah, I know how things are going. He's, it's just whatever.
Yeah. So, dude, the other day, there's a guy at the Maverick here who was like, Caleb? And I'm like, yeah? And he's like, you don't remember me, do you? And I'm like, I don't know. Where did you know me from? He's like, oh, we were in 5th grade together. And I'm
Jesus.
Like, yeah, I don't remember you. I'm like, dude, you're like 6'6". How the fuck would I remember you from 5th grade? You were like this tall.
I get that hardcore, too, because, like, people remember me because of my eyes, too.
Yeah.
And so when they, like, look at me and like, oh, your camera, I'm like, I don't... I
don't know you.
I don't remember you.
I've had people that have had like full conversations. I'm like, I don't know who this is. Like him, I was like, dude. Oh, I can kind of recognize him. But like, they talk to me as if we were like broing out in high school, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't remember you at all.
Dude, I get that too. I haven't changed since fucking elementary school. So like, everybody's like, hey, I remember you. And I'm like,
still waiting for him to drop.
I don't know where you are. So that's right.
It's the awkward fat guy. Yeah, no, it's true though. Caleb does look pretty much the same. I mean, we all kind of do.
I mean,
you got the beard though, which your most distinct thing is your fucking pointy ass chin. And your eyes, obviously. Mostly the eyes. Although, I feel like we take it for granted after a while because we're so used to it.
Yeah. No,
we don't even notice.
Yeah. I mean, I could have probably sported a pretty decent beard in high school, but we just had a no beard rule, so I just had the chops.
Really? You had
yeah. There was a rule during, in
oh my God.
that you could not grow a full beard. But they didn't care about sideburns, so I fucking took those down as far as I could. Remember that?
Yeah. That was kind of bizarre looking.
It was.
Your brother totally copied that for a long time.
I know.
Didn't look as impressive, but
because just how bushy and curly my beard is as well.
Yeah. I gotta tame those every once in a while because they'll just be like.
Well, now because I sport a beard, I have to make sure it looks good. So now it's definitely tamed.
That's the sucky part is you have to kind of sacrifice the sideburns for the beard.
Yeah,
because they got to be close to have that like square.
Otherwise, it just makes your face look fat. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beard cast.
We're already fat enough, so we don't need to fucking up that.
Fat.
I'm fat, I would say. You're just a little chubby, but
I'm officially down below a certain weight that was taking me. Like, you know how certain weights are a little harder to get down to than others?
Yeah.
I was on my little plateau for a while, and I'm finally dipping below that. So
Nice.
It's happening, guys.
Good.
I'm wearing a large instead of an extra large.
Man, extra large for me. I'm like, man, I'm running out of space.
No. It was like not even like it was like November last year. I'm thinking about needing to get a 2XL.
Yeah.
I'm like that fucking shit is not gonna happen. And I stepped on that scale at the when I just had a doctor's appointment because I had sinus issues over and over again. I'm like, ooh, I'm tipping the scale at 280 right now.
Oh shit! And that's XL, double XL for you. Oh man, double XL for me is like 245.
And then from that November all the way down to what was it? I weighed myself again. It was like a period of 4-something months. I had myself down to I started at 280 at the. When I went to get a checkup, I had another checkup that because I wanted to use the same scale, and so I had another reason I was going to go to the doctor. I think like 4 months later, and my goal was to, lose as much weight as possible in that amount of time. And I think I was down to around 255 that next checkup in about 4 months.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm like making progress, and now I'm getting into the mid 230s now. So just keep working at it.
Yeah, when I go back on, if I go on for about a week, I'll get down to the like 236.
Yeah, so the 230 for me is a shirt size large. I'm down to back in that time I was pushing a waist size 40.
Yeah,
and now I'm wearing 36 comfortably. So
I think I have to do 38. 36 is a little too tight.
I think when I was
fucking fat ass dude.
My lightest I've been was 190 pounds. That's when I first got back.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And I still was wearing a 34 waist size. Like, I can't get below a 34. That's just the size of my waist.
Oh, I can. I think I was into 32. I think that's the smallest I can go. My problem is I have a broader chest. Because, like, for me, like, for you, you're just a large man. But for me, I'd have, like, a really big chest and, like, small shoulders.
So, I keep saying this.
So I feel like
my torso is the torso of a man who should be like 6'4".
Yeah,
but my legs are the legs of a guy who's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, yep.
And so I have really broad shoulders and fucking long arms. And so when I get size for like shirts, it's always like, oh man, you're filling out this this shirt, but the sleeves are a little long, and then the sleeves are a little short on you, so we need to go size up in shirt.
Yeah.
But now it's a little too big.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Like, dude, if I had size. Joe's torso, I would be like 6'1", man. Because, like, when Joe and I sit, we're the same height, but I stand up, and I'm only like an inch taller than Joe.
So there's another dude I knew. I think he was like 6'3"-ish, 6'3"-ish.
Yeah.
We would sit. I was taller than he was when we were sitting. But then when we stood up, his legs would like fucking unfold and uncurl.
Like a spider. He just fucking like comes out,
dude, Yeah, body shapes are weird.
You remember when we were at Tucano's with Craig? And you looked over at Craig, and you're like, Craig just looks like a giant right now. Like, he just looks like he's fucking huge.
Yeah,
like he's like
Craig
6'8".
sits pretty high.
Yeah, I think it's because he's got that ass padding. It gives him like another like 5 inches. But like, you look over sometimes, and you're like, God, man, like you look like you're gonna stand up and tower. Yeah. And then you stand up, and you're the shortest one in the room. Like,
yeah, you sit up pretty high.
I have a bigger torso than you guys, probably.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Well, not wide.
Lengthwise, I still think I got you beat in torso size, but you probably
have more than
me. you just sit very high and you just have this bigger presence.
Yeah.
And then
I remember dying
legs.
about that. But yeah, that's the funny thing with Joe. He has really short legs and a long torso, and I have long legs and a short torso.
I have medium legs and a long torso.
But I measured my arms, and I think I should be 5'11", because your wingspan combined should be your height if you're directly proportionate.
Do you have a measure tape?
I do.
We'll figure this out at some point.
Yeah. So I think, and it's weird. Like, why did that happen?
Just keep hosing.
But then again, why it's so weird how genetics work, because like my dad is super skinny and super short.
Michael Phelps famously has a shorter, his legs are shorter compared to long torso, shorter legs, and apparently that helps reduce drag in water.
Yeah.
So I got that Michael Phelps body going on. I just work out my upper body.
Just don't smoke pot, or else.
You just gotta shave all your body hairs so you can get a little bit more speed.
I can't do that. Can't shave all the body hair.
Just don't smoke pot, or all of your accomplishments will be
for nothing.
Dust in the wind, according to the society.
This
so retarded.
It's dumb. Yeah.
It's like steroids I get, but like, he smoked pot. Oh, he's a cheater. It's like, what are you talking about?
Make him worse.
Yeah, he's probably like he coughs more. Like his what do you God?
No, he just it just relaxes you.
Yeah, and I mean you could see it. He seems a little like. I
don't care.
I don't either.
care
it's
about
so dumb.
Pot. It's one of those drugs that's just a little.
Yeah,
out of hand when we come to punish that. So
do you guys want to do one more? Or is that good? You guys good with two?
So Craig, car accident. Anything else you want to relate, personal?
Yeah.
Story wise, we kind of went off on a tangent.
No, I think we covered everything for that accident.
Anything else personal you want to share? Let people know about you?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Craig, you got to be more open, man.
Do I?
Yeah.
I've been pretty open. It's everybody's favorite episode, apparently. So.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Top 5.
I mean, open about recent events, but more recent events.
Gotta go into the past, man. You gotta dig it up. That's what we do here.
Air out your dirty laundry for everyone to judge you for.
Once you air it out, it doesn't stink anymore, Craig. That's the whole point of airing it out.
Well, I mean, I would imagine you have to wash it as well, because
I don't know if you air it out.
I don't think
enough,
just airing it out is going to do much.
I mean, it'll still be dirty, but it won't smell. So I mean, I guess that's a really good analogy to that. I mean, it'll still be shitty past, but it won't be as stanky. Never just aired anything out? Like seriously, you never just fucking like a tent? Like when you air the tent out,
I don't need to. You guys do plenty of that for me.
That's fair.
Sorry about that.
So
I can't apologize, but yeah, cool. Well, thank you for the questions. We'll get to your other two next time. Bro from Iowa, is that what he said?
Yeah, Iowa.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Please leave us more questions. 385-204-3921. That is how you get a hold of the Nude Clan. Give us your questions, and we will answer them on the show. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Gone on ignoring.
Don't believe in yourself.